a current planetary influences update. Our sun is currently finishing up its transit through the sign of Aquarius. It will complete that transit and head into Pisces on February 19th. For those of you who are Pisces, you can check back on the channel next week for your birthday video reading. Our moon at the recording of this video is in Sagittarius in its last quarter phase. And that is a phase of completion and basically holding a state of gratitude. I've been doing astrology for about 20 years, and when people ask me about using astrology on a daily basis, it's the moon that we watch. Most of the other planets all move so slowly that their changes take a lot of time for us to feel. But the moon changes sign every 3.5 days. So we tend to feel that, and on a more day-to-day basis, tracking the moon is where we're going to see the benefit of astrology, I think, the most. So this is why I track the moon. I like to know what sign she's in. I especially like to know what phase she's in, because I can time important things in my life according to the phase that she's in. So that's a little bit about the moon. And as it says on your screen, if you want to follow the moon like I do and be apprised of those updates, including general energy readings for those periods, then you'll want to subscribe. All right, next up is Mercury. And Mercury began its retrograde, the first retrograde of 2020, today, the date that I'm recording this video, which is February 16th. And Mercury will be in its retrograde or out of phase through March 14th. This retrograde will be occurring in the signs of Aquarius, an air sign, and Pisces, the water sign, which will be encouraging us to seek deeper meaning and also address deep emotional issues, wounds, and miscommunications. Take note of the house or houses of your chart where this will be taking place. And this will give you a hint of what areas of your life will be highlighted during the retrograde. If you don't yet have your astrological birth chart, you will need your time of birth, and you can go to astro.com or cafeastrology.com, plug in some information, and it will show you your birth chart. And then you will be able to determine which houses Aquarius and Pisces rule in your birth chart, and then have a better understanding of what areas of your life Mercury and his mischievousness will be up to for the next 3 weeks. Next up is Venus. Venus is in Aries. She moved out of the creative, intuitive, sensitive Pisces waters on February 7th. She will remain here in Aries until March 4th. This transit calls us into ourselves. It asks us to put ourselves first, to meet our own needs, and to be willing to give ourselves what we can't seem to access or receive anywhere else. It is a potent reminder of the power of self-love and self-care, and how, without filling our own cup first, we cannot expect to be able to fill anyone else's. Use this period to explore what you like and what you need and want, and what brings you pleasure and joy. This can show up sexually, sensually, financially, emotionally, and through self-care and self-talk. Cultivate a passionate relationship with yourself and use that fire to ignite other aspects of your life. And last up for the inner planets is Mars. Just today, Mars moved into the sign of Capricorn. Mars in Capricorn is a time of strengthening our forces. It's about using our energy, focus, motivation, and will to create something long-lasting for ourselves and our future stability. It will be joining Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn in the sign of the Goat to help us gather the inspiration and bursts of energy to keep ourselves going and move forward on projects and tasks that will help us to create a long-term foundation and put the pillars in place that are needed to sustain ourselves. Questions to ask yourself during this 6-week period: what have you been putting off doing or resisting or telling yourself you'll get to when you have more time? Something that if you began implementing over the next 6 weeks would make a massive difference in your long-term financial well-being and future. Mars helps to give us the push we need to take action. If you have been focusing more on short-term survival or just getting done what's in front of you, but don't have a long-term plan to get yourself out of living paycheck to paycheck, or are unable to take time off because everything revolves around you, then this is the kick in the pants you need to think outside the box and start putting pieces in place to help change that. Take time over the next 6 weeks to implement something that can begin to replace you, give you time off, or create additional income for you so that you can really begin building your future for the long term. That's a wrap for the energy update for this period. I thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Up next is your health and wellness reading. Namaste. Hello, air signs. You are up because we still are in Aquarius for another day or so. The cards have been shuffled during and prayed over immediately prior to recording the video, so I take up less of your time doing that and more of your time sharing messages from Spirit. The focus of today's reading is health and wellness for the general collective of air, the element of air, for the period of February 16th through the 29th, 2020. Thank you, Spirit. Book ended between 2 oracle card drawings. I'll be consulting Spirit for recommendations from my medicine decks. From Debbie A. Anderson's Vibration Energy Oracle, I'll draw and read, and then pull 3 cards. Stone Medicine, Stone Medicine, the Plant and Sea Medicine, and the Essential Oil Medicine. And finally, I will finish up your health and wellness reading by selecting a card from Affirmator's Love and Relationship affirmation cards in honor of February 14th to help you help yourself without the self-helpiness. All All right, air sign collective. Let's do this. Spirit, air sign collective, February 16th through the 29th, 2020, please. Show us clearly the vibrational energy that the air sign collective will be dealing with in the next 2 weeks. Thank you, Spirit. The vibrational energy that the air sign collective will be dealing with in the next 2 weeks. Thank you, Spirit. I'm taking that one. Let's see, air signs. Oh, it's a teensy bit frightening. End of days. And that is the cat. She's chiming in. I'm trying to see if this will focus for you. It's a really beautiful image. End of days. Let's see what the book says about this. What Debbie Anderson says about this. I'm curious. The Bible talks of an apocalypse, the day of judgment, and end of days. It describes this as the destruction of mankind, whereas the true meaning is much greater. And far more conceptual. The vibration of something ending means it opens the universal energies to accepting something new. Accept where you have reached on this journey. All right. Okay, air signs. It does look a little bit like a birth canal. Come on, a trippy sort of psychedelic one. Yeah, it's an opening. So leaving one phase or cycle or iteration or life or chapter and heading into a new one. This is what's on tap for you, Air Collective, for the last half of February. Let's see what medicine Spirit is recommending to support you through this end of days energy. All the links for the decks I use can be found in the description box below the video. If you like any of the cards that I'm using, you can find links there. This is the Crystal Stone deck, and I really enjoy the levity featured in this deck. So let's see, Spirit, what stone medicine do you have for our Air Collective for the last 2 weeks of February 2020, please? What medicine would support this end of days transformation? Thank you, Spirit. Let's see. I'm taking good old carnelian, boosting that root chakra connection to all that is. There is the pretty picture of carnelian, and I am going to read for you what it is. Let's see if I can read it backwards. Kind of hard, the light's bad. What it is, a cherry red chalcedony used by ancient Romans in the signet rings. Wax doesn't stick to it. And by modern folk to ward off insecurities. Carnelian's fiery energy helps spin us out of fearful thought cycles and into action. Who needs it? The understimulated, anybody looking to get acquainted with their fears. Hello, fear. My name is your name. We have some beautiful work to do together now. Shut the fuck up and let's do this. Where to put it? Wherever you want to inject some passion and confidence, i.e. your palate or your pelvis. And when to use it? When you find your creativity or sex drive on sleep mode. Go with your gut is the affirmation on this card. So, carnelian is recommended, Air Collective, for the last 2 weeks of February 2020 as a support for the energies that you will be assimilating. Let's see what plant and seed and or sea medicine. Spirit recommends. A lot of this, folks, is about resonation. So you certainly don't have to get all of these recommendations. It's really what resonates with you. And it's nice to know. I sure learn a lot through these types of readings. All right. I'm gonna take a what's fallen out here. Ox eye. Let's see. Ox eye daisy is what it's called. Ox eye daisy. Let's show you the back. Ox eye daisy. So perspective, here is the key word. Perspective. And let's see. I sit on a golden cushion in the heart of the flower. I can see in all directions and from every point in the circle. I am a perfect mandala, and I offer you the ability to see all of life unfolding. Meditate with me and find the peaceful center where you too can tap into infinite possibilities. The chakra being activated here is your third eye, and the meridian is your heart protector and kidney. The elements that this particular plant resonates strongly with is fire and water. Again, it's called the ox eye daisy. And Spirit's reminding you about perspective. It's a beautiful card, Air Collective. And let's check on essential oils for our Air Collective. Health and wellness, last 2 weeks of February 2020. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for all you do. We couldn't do it without you. And what do we got? Air Collective, please. Show us clearly. Single card. Thank you, Spirit. Appreciate you. Here it comes. There's your card, Air Collective. Let's see. Rose. Ooh, the scent of divine feminine. I love it. Let's see. Let's explore what this card has to say for our Air Collective. Keyword here is compassion. The affirmation statement on the bottom. Your heart is healing and expanding with love. Spend time showering yourself with that love and then share it with others. There are two statements that Spirit's encouraging you to be on the lookout for. The ego statement that you're looking to eradicate is, I am unlovable. When you think this, or believe it, or feel it, the correct statement Spirit wants you to embrace is, I am love. This is absolutely activating the heart chakra. So that is also being healed and worked on for you, Air Collective. Let's wrap up your reading with the Affirmator's love and relationship. And in honor of Thanksgiving, that's funny, of Valentine's Day for our Air Collective. Spirit, what messages do you have? Thank you for our Air Collective. Last 2 weeks. Let's see what it says. Self-worth. Self-worth is on the table, Air Collective. Let me read this to you. I cast off all concerns about what people think of me. I know I am totally kick-ass person. I am a totally kick-ass person, and my kick-assness can never be diminished by rejection. So people can think what they think and feel what they feel. In the meantime, I'll just keep on knowing what I know without thinking about what they are thinking about what I already know. I think. All right, self-worth. I love it. This is the Affirmator's love and relationship deck. The what is this called? To help you help yourself with all this without all the self-helpiness. I just love that. All right, air signs. Thank you so much. If you've still hung out with me this long, please make sure to like and subscribe if you're interested in your tune-up
in 2 weeks. Talk to you all soon. Namaste.